Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a third game between UMASS Amherst and Pitt. We will be seeing Pitt on the Radiant, and UMASS Amherst will be Dire. So, unfortunately, one of the players of Pitt was forced to DC, and therefore, hi, I'm CJ, will be standing in. Stand-ins in this league are required to be current students at the university they are playing for, obviously. And again, this is winner's bracket, so there's still a loser's bracket for the loser of this game, but obviously this is the determining factor in who wins the series. Sorry, my mic was above my head. So again, Pitt versus UMass, stand-in is CJ, a Pitt student. And we see Furion and Invoker banned out by both teams. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Alright, so it's like Pitt's gonna ban out Undyne as well. I like it. It's he's just an annoying hero to deal with if he gets a lot of farm, so better not deal with him. And yeah, Darkseer, nothing surprising there. See, Rubik is first picked by Pitt. Interesting to see if he goes support or mid. Always interesting because that hero can just play a variety of roles. He can play anywhere between. He can even play off lane if you give him the right matchup. So he can really play between 2 and 5. Pretty interesting. Of course, 2 to 5 is on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is the most farmed and 5 is the least farmed, aka the hard support versus the hard carry. Or yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like we're waiting for UMass Amherst to finish their picks. And expect to see probably a THD and maybe a Tidehunter as well. Yep. Just really solid picks right now. THDs are such a good support, especially with just the range of Ice Path and the ability to block off paths with it, since it's remains in its place for a few seconds after it's put down. So it works just like Fissure pretty much, except that it doesn't block you from doing it. And yeah, obviously Tidehunter Ravages is such a good spell. Okay, and they're going for a Void Lich, probably a Void Lich lane to be honest. Obviously Lich is one of the best supports, especially since he needs absolutely no farm and just maintain the farm. And yep, completely expected they're going to pick AM as a counter. Just AM will outcarry Void generally until Void gets to super late game, because AM can just farm a lot faster than Void can with his blink. And I mean, obviously Void is such a strong hero with Backtrack and Bash. You can just turn fights around. But we'll see. It depends on how each carry gets his farm, and we'll see what the lanes they have to go against. It's obviously most important. Do see a Quap and alarms going off. Quap and TA are being picked by, or excuse me, banned. Just trying to get out the mid heroes, since they basically Dogfucker Esports has their lanes already set up, where you're going to have probably a THD and anti-image lane, and then tie in the off lane. Okay, that car line finally went off. And we do see UMass Amherst has banned out the Coddle, just to stop them from messing up AM's farm or stopping their push. And a Windrunner. A Windrunner is just always a solid man. She's just such a versatile hero, and Shacklestock just absolutely demolishes fights when you can get 2 heroes just taken out instantly. And Bounty Hunter, like I keep saying, that's such a powerful pick, and it's good to see that teams are respecting him as much as they are. Oh, interesting to see what UMass Amherst bans out. I expect they're going to try and ban out a jungler or an offlaner, because that's really what Pitt's going for. Oh no, they ban out the Storm. Interesting. I don't know. Lone Druid, okay. Lone Druid, I get conflicted about the 2 carry strat, especially Lone Druid, because Lone Druid, if he gets his reasonably farmed Radiance, he's going to take an entire lane to himself when he sends the bear with Radiance to one lane while he farms another, and that means Void's got a very limited amount of area to farm. And then since bear is going to be taking up farm at least half of Void's farm with an AM on the field, and he's going to be over pushing the lanes, it's just going to help the AM more than it's going to help the Void get space. And we see a Night Stalker. Interesting. I really like Night Stalker with an AM lineup because you need the Night Stalker to keep the other team suppressed while AM is farming. And if AM's farming while it's nighttime, the enemy team isn't going to be hunting for him because they're going to be so afraid of that Night Stalker just coming out of nowhere and killing them. And the other thing about the bear is not to insult anybody's skill level, but in order to get a high level farm on bear in the off lane, you have to be pretty good and you have to have a really favorable matchup. And since they know AM's going to be in the off lane with support, it's going to be really hard for that bear to get farm, just because that AM is going to be having probably the THD and Tide at his back, maybe another support hero like CM. But it's going to be really hard for that bear to get farm in that lane. And if he gets a slow start, that means he's going to have to farm even more. And if Void's constantly farming as well, then it's going to take a really long time for Pitt to get rolling, I should say. And since AM will then, in that time period, be free farming, and Night Stalker is just going to be roaming around trying to pick off the Rubik and Lich, which the Faceless Void and still a bear can't do anything about, it's going to be pretty tough. But we'll see how it works out. Waiting on Pitt's last pick. They're going into reserve time for this, so they're really trying to think hard about this, since they know that their backs are against the wall and they're playing with a stand-in who they might not know that well. So we'll see how it works out. What is that icon? Is that a pusher? Huh, it doesn't show up. There we go. Pusher, yeah, okay. It looked like a little flame, so I couldn't tell. Obviously, they could put Lone Druid in the jungle, but I don't agree with that at all. He gets so much more farm, even like from an off lane where he gets no farm, than if he's sitting in the jungle. Unless you can go like a double Midas build and then just rapidly catch up and farm in the late game. 9 seconds. Oh, they're really thinking about this. I feel like they need another teamfight hero, like maybe an Enigma or a Bat Rider. This probably is going to knock Rubik into the support role and Bat's going to take mid, but Lone Druid can actually mid pretty well, especially against a Night Stalker because it's going to be double melee. And they do pick Disruptor. Interesting. I guess they just want to trap people when they come out of the Chronosphere in the kinetic field and silence, and it stops. If the Void decides to jump in Chrono, if they can disrupt him back in time, they'll waste at least 2 seconds of Chrono where he has to walk back from where he started his time walk. So this is going to be interesting. We do see G versus Chinchillax on the 2 hard carries. It's going to be a grudge match. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, we'll be getting into the game shortly. So just doing the player callouts, we do have on Pitt, G will be playing the... Okay, that's an awesome hat. Well, I guess face for Faceless Void. G will be playing on the Faceless Void. Mahalo will be playing the Bat. I believe this is 30 games in a row. Or no, he didn't play it first game. Second game he played it. Free Real Estate will be played by... Or will be playing the Rubik, I'm sorry. Direlight will be playing the Syllabear. Bear just did a little dance. And High MCJ will be playing Lich. Meanwhile, No Brainer will be playing the offlane Tide. It looks like Selena will be playing the Night Stalker solo mid, while the tri-lane top will be comprised of Ralph on the Disruptor, Lord Gandhi of India on the THD, and Chinchillax will be playing the AM. And it looks like he wasn't pulled regen. This is a little mistake. He always wanted to pull the AM regen so he can get that poor man shield as soon as possible, and then he can just stay in the lane forever. And especially against the Lone Druid, if the Lone Druid is going to be harassing him, he really needs the damage block. It's an interesting build for Ring of Health. I guess he's going to go early Tranquil Boots, but then I don't know why he has the Staff Shield on the hero when he should never be getting hit, ideally. Looks like Ralph is rotating bot. He might be here for a dual lane, or he might be here just to drop the wards and then go back top. It'll be interesting to see. So the game is beginning. A little misplay by the Night Stalker. He's not blocking the creep wave, whereas the Bat Rider is at least trying to, which means that that creep is really far behind. Which means that he's going to have the creep equilibrium. And I remember there was a Dendy video that he really went over just how important it is to keep the creep equilibrium, or the I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm not going to try it. I've already made a fool of myself. But anyway, the creep equilibrium, which I can't even say now, is really important. Yeah, and it looks like this Disruptor did rotate top. So it looks like the bear wasn't able to get his pull off, and therefore Shellax is going to be able to get some decent farm up top. And that bear is going to be really hurting. Although, this is really strange. He's using the bear as a ward, which I understand, but he's got to be really careful walking out there with his hero, since the hero has absolutely nothing on it. Looks like Tide's just going to try and soak some levels. He can play a lot more aggressive, since they don't really have any lockdown in this tri lane. He doesn't have to be worried outside of Rubik of being brought down. But obviously, it's better to play safe than sorry if you're in the off lane. The last thing you want to do is start feeding their carry. Looks like the pull wasn't warded for either team, so they'll be able to get some farm up on these supports, THD and probably Rubik, although Rubik's a little bit more worried about zoning out, which the Lich should be doing, but I guess no, they didn't even pull, I'm not quite sure. They might have expected this to have already been warded, so they might just give up on it, which is a shame since they could get a lot of gold out of it. Looks like Bat is winning mid. Oh my god, Bat is demolishing mid right now. It's really hard for a Night Stalker to get in close against all the napalm of Bat, but I mean, not by this much. He should realize that he's tanky enough. He's got 100 health difference, and the base damage alone, I think, yeah, he's winning on base damage by a lot, so he should be playing a lot more aggressive. I guess he's just hoping that he can get the levels and he'll pick it up on his first night if he can keep this bear down, which is probably where he's going to gank. Looks like they are going to, okay, they're going to throw out a stun on the Tide Hunter, I should say. And he should realize at this point that Rubik just wasted a lot of mana on this, and that's the only lockdown they can possibly do, especially since Lich is only level 1 still, just turned level 2. But, yeah, I think it's a slight mistake that they're not trying to, the Tide's being a little too passive. Good job denying the creep wave. Obviously, Bear's getting no farm up here, which is better than the Tide, who's getting nothing, but still. Looks like the Void is getting a better job. Looks like AM is able to punish there. A little shame that his team was a little far behind. They could have killed that bear pretty easily with just Disruptor's static storm or static shock. What is it called? Thunderstrike. Sorry. He's gonna pick up a haste room, try and gank mid, but there's not a lot he can do against this. Yeah, Bat's just gonna be able to fly on their tower. They might try and dual lane mid here, since they're gonna try and dual lane since they know that the Night Stalker is not having a good time at all. But as I was saying, the Void is having a better job farming than the, unfortunately Rubik's only creep wave, but Void is having a better time farming than the AM is right now. But again, AM can just always, no matter how bad a start he can get, as long as he keeps farming, he'll catch up eventually. Looks like Tide's gonna try and block the camp, yeah. A little late, but I'll take it. Looks like they're giving farm to the Lich instead of the Rubik. Interesting. Lich doesn't really need the levels. Even if he does, he doesn't even really need level 6, but I guess they're going to try and get him some levels. Looks like the Bears get. Oh, looks like Bat is able to pull off the dual lane and dives the Disruptor. Sorry, I missed First Blood. It probably just got a lot of napalm and dove him with Firefly. Not that difficult to do, especially since the Night Stalker was pretty low mana. But as we can see, this Bat is just dominating the lane. Even with 2 people here, he's able to keep them both out, because even with the dual lane mid, the only person Bat needs to harass out of lane, since he knows Night Stalker's never going to come up, is he just needs to harass out the Disruptor, since the Disruptor is the only one who's going to actually try and harass him, and he can win that harassment war pretty easily. So looks like Tide does pick up level 2. Just going to see what the basic, the gold graph, obviously since they have a more effective pull and Bat's winning mid, they're going to have a better gold, and XP the same since they're doing a better pull. Not so getting as much XP from the Void, and since again the Bat's getting solo XP versus dual XP mid, they're just going to have a pretty good advantage. Again, the Void winning on the farm more. Interested to see if he goes for no Midas, which I think he's going for, since he is saving up a lot right now. Yeah, selling the Tangos. I expect to see that Midas flying out pretty soon. Where's the chicken? Oh, it's up top. Giving the wards to Erickson boots to the Syllabear, who's gonna probably give that ring of regen to his hero and turn him into Drink Boots. Okay, again, the Tide's getting a decent amount of XP, doesn't need farm, and the Lone Druid's getting level 5, which means he has Entangle, so if he needs to root on demand, he can get it. Not sure what the bear was doing. Oh no, the bear's gonna get caught out of position. Was caught with his pants down right here. He's taking a lot of damage. This AM level 6, no he's not, but he should be able to dive this pretty easily if he drops aggro onto the THD, which he's not doing. Oh, he's gotta be careful. He could go down here. Oh wow, he's gotta be really careful. Good on them for getting the kill, but that was a little bit of a misplay. He should have dropped aggro onto the THD so they could share tower damage. Looks like Bat's going to try and gank up here, but he doesn't expect the Disruptor. Is able to lasso, should be able to pull the... well, it doesn't really matter. AM's got a blink. I was going to say he could pull him on the cliff. AM might be able to chase this, but it looks like he's a little slow. And Night Stalker, yeah, Night Stalker doesn't even have boots right now. He's really hurting for cash. No bottle either. And in the meantime, Void did pick up his Midas, I'm assuming. No, he's going for Ring of Hell, so I guess he's just going for an early Battle Fury. Might go back into the Midas now that he just has a way to stay in lane forever, but I don't know. I think that since he had a good start, he should have gone Midas. I don't really think... And he could even go Battle Fury after, but Midas just, he needs that Midas to keep up with AM's farm, since he's just always a little bit slower, since Time Walk is less effective than Blink. Well, it looks like we're going to get a gank bot. Looks like they're going to catch the Lich out of position right here. Pretty simple gank. Night Stalker got a... yeah, Night Stalker got a rune and just came up. Got a free Lich kill. That forces the Void to get under the tower and stop Last City. All this is not as bad since lane was pretty much dead anyway. Looks like these guys are... Night Stalker and Disruptor are hanging around bot just in case. They might be able to throw back the Lich. It's pretty low range right now, but they could throw back the Lich if he comes in. They might be trying to go for Void, but I think Void can still Time Walk out of this pretty easily. Although he is leveling Time Walk, I want to point out, not backtrack. Kind of interesting. Guess he expected, since he knew that they didn't have a lot of lockdown on the lane, just the Rubik stun, they needed the bash in order to keep him excuse me, in order to keep the Tidehunter down. In the meantime, AM's just been farming away, going for his own Ring of Health. Again, Void's got a better start, which is a little shocking, but we'll see how it works out. See what's on the chicken. Yeah, he's going straight Battle Fury. I really disagree with this. He should have gone Midas. He needs that gold advantage, but whatever, to each his own. Night Stalker's getting a little space mid while Bat goes to gank, or at least fill up his bottle. But again, 6 for 1, the Bat has just won this lane so convincingly. Yeah, Night Stalker won't be able to get rune. So it's really a shame because he needed his first night to go well, and he only got 1 kill, which he didn't even get the kill. He only got the assist for. So right now the Bear's just trying to farm up, has nothing still. 18 for 3 ain't bad, but he needs a lot more if he's going to get that early Radiance, which we did see the last time he played Bear. He tried to go for an early Radiance and ended up getting around 25 minutes, I believe. So I expect in the mid game next night, this Night Stalker needs to be a lot more effective, and if they can roam 5 with him, it's just they'll be able to take a lot of towers and just solidify their gold lead right now, because they're hurting, as we can see. Well, I guess it's pretty even. No, gold they're winning a lot, but XP is a little bit more even. But this Void and Bat farm is just absolutely showing. AM's getting really aggressive. I don't agree with this. He's giving up a lot of last hits for these attempted kills, and he's not even getting the Bear kills. Looks like we are going to have a port in by the Rubik. Going to try and get a kill here. Since they know that AM is being pretty aggressive, they can, and the THD has to follow him, they can take advantage of that. We also have Night Stalker, or no, excuse me, Bat Rider coming up for a gank. Might be able to pull off the THD. I'm not sure if he has enough time, even with Lasso, to kill the AM. But we'll see. Looks like they're going to try and initiate a gank bot, but nice Radiant Ward does spot them out. And Void can be a little more aggressive here, and because he has Time Walk than the Lich, who has to start off a little earlier. Again, this Rubik's just going to sit top of the Bear since they know the Bear is getting hurt, and there's absolutely no pressure on bottom lane, although they are ganking now, but Bat is here to help support. And they could actually turn this since Night is, well, I guess it's not really almost over, but Night Stalker doesn't have Darkness, skipped it, and he's leaving the lane now, which they're going to see with the ward, and that should be the cue for them to jump on this mid bot. Especially since Tide is level 6, but he doesn't have mana for Ravage. Unfortunately, Bat's going back. I'm not quite sure why they're not trying to kill this Tide. Oh no, I guess he's just looping around, but this ward's gonna spot him instantly. Looks like Night Stalker does have a haste rune. Void's doing really great farm, 60 for 12. That's pretty fantastic farm for a less than pro game. I'm not gonna say these guys are horrible, but you don't expect people to have near perfect farm at an amateur level, I guess. And Rubik does come back bot. Realizes he can't really do anything top. If the bear is gonna do something, the bear is gonna just have to do it on his own. Looks like the Bat's really been struggling for farm, trying to get these ganks, but he's got nothing going for him right now. And he's trying to. He can't really get any farm at this point since they're high enough level where they can just punish the Bat if he ever comes in, especially at nighttime with silence. Since even at level 1, it's 5-second silence for a 12-second cooldown, so they can keep that Bat pretty suppressed. He's tried to just farm with Flame Break right now, which is, again, I keep talking about this in all 3 games. He really should just go farm the jungle. I don't know why he's so hesitant to farm the jungle, especially since he has a bottle up. But I guess he just doesn't want to get money. Looks like Void's going to have a Battle Fury and about 100 gold, which is considerably better than the Battle Fury of AM, especially since he decided to go for treads first, and G decided to skip boots altogether. So even though he didn't do the Midas, I agree with this decision to just go all the way for farm items. Yeah, it looks like the Night Stalker. I still hate that visual glitch that his wings aren't visible at night, but whatever. He's just gonna float around. And it does force G off the lane, although the creeps are going to come out of the tower, so he'll still be able to get... Oh, misses that last hit, but poo-poo. And night is over. I don't believe Night Stalker even... No, he did level Darkness, but it's not really worth it. They are going in top. Bat is able to grab THD, and there's an entangle from the bear. Good job by him. He is able to go into bear form. Will be voided down. Probably going to die here. Yeah, with a silence. He's out of mana and out of health. But the Bat should be able to pour it out just fine, yeah. So good job in reacting counter gank. Obviously, it's more important to get the bear than to get the Jakiro. So good on the UMASS for doing that. It's a shame that bot's not being more aggressive though. Yes, G's getting free farm, but this Tide has had nothing all game, and with an early Chronosphere, they could have easily gotten a kill. I feel like. Looks like here's the Battle Fury coming out for Void right now, and he's just going to keep farming now. The moment to kill the Tide Hunter's kind of passed because he needs to just rice as hard as possible. Now that he knows that the AM is he's going to get his Battle Fury pretty quickly. It's not burning level speed here, but I think Void's way ahead on this. But he needs to keep up this massive farm before AM starts to hit his stride. Because I keep saying this, but AM is just the best farmer in the game, and Void cannot keep up with him at all until like 70 minutes in the game when Void is maxed out. Looks like Night Stalker, excuse me, had used his darkness before to get that kill. I did not notice that, so he's not going to have that for a while. There's a ward bot which is going to block this pull, but I think, yeah, they should give it to G anyway. This Lich has been taking too much farm as it is. So yeah, pretty passive right now. Looks like they are going to go for a gank bot as the ward has run out. So they might be caught by surprise here, and Rubik is in a pretty bad position. He's buying some more wards, good on him, but he should see that Tide and realize there's more coming. Yeah, G is pinging out, they know they're there. And I'm not sure if they'll be able to dive with the Chrono. Looks like G is getting... Oh no, he's going to walk into the Ravage. He needs the Chrono now. Oh no, he's able to gush and kill him. Did not expect that Ravage to do so much damage to him. And they also pick up the Lich. That's a huge mistake. This Void needed to stay alive. Looks like the bear is just coming to jungle, trying to get phase boots on the bear again. But I don't really agree with this decision. He doesn't have any farm as it is, and he's trying to get phase boots on the bear when he needs to get that relic as soon as possible, because he needs to start farming really hard to catch up. Yeah, looking at the GPM, you can see that even though Void got his Battle Fury, he died right as he got it, so he hasn't been able to make it pay off at all. Looks like he's going for the Chrono. Nice, does catch the Disruptor on the edge. We'll be able to have his team help out. And Tide doesn't have a Ravage, so if he gets one time lock into an Entangle, they should be fine. Does he have a point of synergy? No, he doesn't have a point of synergy, so he's got to be really lucky. Oh, first hit Entangle, my goodness. Well, that's how you win games, when you have first hit Entangles on bear. Pretty lucky. And so yeah, they'll be able to get 2 kills after they lost to bot. And again, Night Stalker hasn't had the best time, but he's starting to slightly catch up with a couple of good ganks at night. He's obviously really far behind right now. Excuse me, but I'm not too worried. As long as he can contribute to a gank, he'll be fine. He's got 4 levels of Void, and he's got an Urn, so for the next night he should be doing some decent amount of damage. I'm a little disappointed with how quiet this bat's been, but it looks like we're going to have 4 heroes bot. Bat does finish his Blink Dagger. Excuse me, I missed that. And there's going to be 4 heroes, but Chrono should still be down if I'm not mistaken. Where are you? Yeah, it's still down for 50 seconds, and Ravage should be up, which it is. No, it's not. 30 seconds, excuse me. So, it looks like we're going to wait. It will be a base race to see who gets their ultimate up faster, but I don't know. If they really want to go in on this, I feel like UMASS can make something happen. Although Bat's gonna teleport top for some reason, even though he can't solo kill this AM, and they know there were 4 heroes there. See if there's any other important items real quickly. Bracer on the Lich, Wards on the Rubik. AM does finish his Battle Fury, which is decently timed, by the way. Tidehunter does get his Arc Boots. And yeah, I mean, they've seen 4 bot. I don't know why they're sacrificing the Void's farm. I mean, Void should just go farm the jungle at this point, because there's still 3 camps open to him. 4 camps, excuse me. What does Rubik steal? Rubik does steal Ice Path, but there's a Macropyre on top of this. Unfortunately, G's standing in the Macropyre in order to get these kills, and he's, yeah, forced to leap out. There's a Silence on top of the tower, and it looks like both Lich and Rubik might go down. If he can get a glimpse out, I don't know if he has the range, yes he does, we'll be able to send back the Rubik, and the Rubik will die here, even though he's able to lift up the tide. G's got to be really careful to not show himself, yeah, and he's just going to walk out of here now. So, good for him for not dying, but unfortunate that he dropped that Chrono. Oh no, Night Stalker's gonna dive. I don't agree with this at all, but it looks like G's gonna walk back into the Ice Path, and he might go down here. Ooh, he's Clarity's, yeah, he's gonna go down to the last Thunder Strike. He tried to use the salve to get a little bit more health, but he had 2 dots on him as it was, so unfortunate. At least Bear's farming though in the meantime. Yeah, that Chrono was a good idea, but unfortunately, he did it on a Macropyre, so he had to instantly time lock out, and then in the meantime, his supports just died once the Night Stalker decided to come around. They are going to get the the Disruptor, and probably the Tide. Although Tide does have Ravage if he feels the need to pop it. Nice Flame Break does pull him back. He's going to have to pop it now if he wants to live, because one more auto attack will kill him. But yeah, good play by him for saving it, because A, he bought more time for the Night Stalker to get here, which is going to result in a dead. Oh no, he's going to blink out. Urn Charge shouldn't be able to kill him. No, he's going to bottle up through it. It's better to die with the Ravage than to waste it, so that's good on him. Ooh, first hit Entangle on Chillax. I don't think the Bear is going to be able to kill him, but oh no, another Entangle. This, oh my god, AM might go down. Yes, he's going to go down to the Bear. Did not expect that. But yeah, I don't think the Disruptor can kill this Bear, but I don't think he expected the double Entangle. It's just a little bit of hubris on his part. It's quite a shame, since he was just getting his, okay. A little bit of griefing, but since he did get his Battle Fury, and he hasn't really been able to make it pay off yet. Looks like Void has rotated top to farm, but again, I don't know why he's not trying to take the jungle. You can do it pretty, yeah, especially now he's a more Moon Mask. He should be able to get the jungle pretty easily. So yeah, Lich is just farming bot for some reason, but whatever. He needs, somebody might as well take it, and since Lone Druid's doing the farm, the jungle, excuse me. Excuse me, and Void's trying to take the enemy farm from the jungle, while the Lone Druid takes his own jungle. They're trying to split the farm evenly. Although the problem is that G is trying to farm right under a ward, and they're going to have an Ice Path. Yeah, this is going to be really tough. Time Walk is up, but he needs to silence. Oh no. Unfortunate the Disruptor didn't throw down the silence on top of this, but it looks like he should be dying. Yeah, Mana Break is going to break the stun, or the TP, and they'll be able to get the easy kill. A little bit of a mistake by the Disruptor and not throw a silence down so he couldn't time walk out, but good play by glimpsing him back up. Since Static Storm is only 85-second cooldown, you can really use it whenever you want, and it will be up fairly shortly. And it's always worth it to use an ultimate to get solo kills early game, because not only do you get the golden experience, but you also, more importantly, you shut them down. And this Void has barely gotten any farm since he's got his Battle Fury, so it's really important to keep him locked down. And if you just keep using ultimates to keep his farm low, you're gonna just secure so much room for your AM. Yeah, so in the meantime, AM's just farming. Should have Yash and a few thousand gold. Expect that to be standard. Bear is trying to save up for Relic. He's gonna have not a really greatly timed one, but it's okay. Getting any additional items. Bat has his blink. Void's probably going for Massive Madness just to get that early farm going. Although he could get a Helmet of Dominator and just keep stacking Ancients, which would be pretty good since he knows his farm is behind right now. We're actually trying to go for a mech, by the way. Jakiro gets his mana boots. Tide has his mana boots. Abreast looks like Tide saving for Blink. And Disruptor's going for his mech. So the supports are getting a decent amount of farm. Right now, looking at the gold graph. Yeah, Dire's winning in experience, but not in gold, since they do have 2 carries on the Radiant side, and they still are they're carrying over their lead they had from the early game. But experience, yeah, those kills have really hurt, and have hurt the Radiant side. And the supports who weren't getting a lot of farm, like Tide Hunter, are getting some solo XP right now, so that's good for them. Fortunately, this Lich is taking some of the last hit. Well, not taking the last hits, but he's screwing up G's rhythm. Looks like Night Stalker is going to try and pick off the Rubik. Should be able to get him. Oh no, he didn't silence first. And he shouldn't be. Yeah, he should be good. See if he silences. Yeah, should be able to get this Rubik pretty easily. But Bat does come in. He is going to. Oh no, Chrono is on top. Nice Chrono though, does get a lot of the Flame Break, and Lich Ult's gonna bounce through. Oh my god, that's a great fight. Ravage just go off, but they are able to get 2 kills out of that. Night Stalker will not be able to get Rubik, and they take a 4 for none trade. Great play by the Rubik, by the way. Coming back in to bait the an attack by the Night Stalker so that Void had time to burst him down, instead of letting the Night Stalker run away. But that was a great Chrono. Just caught all the heroes up on this cliff here, and we were able to use Lich Ult and Firefly from the Bat, even though I'm sure the Bat wasn't too happy about being stuck in there. Still, he was caught when his Firefly was over 3 heroes, and it just burned everybody down. So good play by Pitt. They really took that fight really well, and they managed to waste a Ravage. So, good on them. A little disappointed again, Disruptor didn't use his ult. He needs to be a little more liberal with that, I feel. Lich has to be careful. Oh, a shame that Tide didn't go in on that. With 1 gush, he could have caught up so that Jakiro, or he could have slowed him down enough so Jakiro could have caught up in Ice Path. Looks like the Bear is going to get his Relic right about now. It's farming pretty decently, looking at the gold per minute. Obviously, this is pretty atrocious, but for what he had as a start and as an offlane Bear, I'm not too concerned with it. Though it looks like AM is definitely winning the farm war. And he does pick off Void mid, so that's actually a pretty big play. Sorry I missed that. Does pick up his Yasha on AM and probably just caught him out without Chrono. Maybe with a glimpse since Disruptor was here. So pretty standard kill. Now the second night though, I'm a little disappointed that Night Stalker's sitting here instead of trying to gank this Lich, since the Lich is way out of position. It's free money right here. I don't know why either A, the Lich is farming that, or B, they're not taking advantage of that. But it looks like Bat might be caught out here by THD. Oh no, he's going to miss the Ice Path. He didn't cancel it in time. That's a bit of a misclick. And it looks like Bat is going to be able to get out of here scot-free. Although, Night Stalker is chasing pretty heavily for this. And it's obviously very easy to tell where the Bat Rider is gone, because you follow the fire. I think Chrono should be up if G wants to use it. Yeah, it is up. And now he has Mask of Mana. He can do a lot of damage inside the Chrono if he gets ample time. Oh, he's able to get an Ice Path if Disruptor can throw out his ult on top of this, but no, he's a little scared to die. Looks like Night Stalker is caught out by the lasso. Will be probably... No, that movement speed's so clutch in getting him away. Yeah, he was able to get away. The Static Storm goes down. Lich might die to it. Looks like Lich is going to live. Night Stalker is able to pick up one. No, he's not able to pick up a kill. Looks like they are able to get a kill on the Jakiro and the Disruptor. Night Stalker goes down trying to take a kill, which he shouldn't have. Bear's coming in to help. And it looks like this Bat might be able to get the Tide Hunter, who does have a Ravage if he wants to use it. And he will be going down here if he doesn't. Oh no, the TP by Chinchillax is going to scare off the Bat. A little bit of a mistake on his part. I don't think it was... He knew he had Blink up, and he knew that he could get away from the AM, so the AM has absolutely no lockdown. And looks like AM's really out of position. Yeah, he's going to be able to chrono on top of this, and if he turns on Mask of Madness, this Void should be able to take down this AM in time. Oh, right in the mid-animation. Pulls him down. Good play by Void. Was able to pick that up after Rubik made a nice job picking up the AM on the backside. Looks like they're going to try and Rosh right at this. Really smart play. They know that their only real worry is AM right now, especially since Knight's about to end, so they were not worried about Night Stalker, and they have a good lineup since Bear can just tank so easily, and the Bashes obviously shut down Rosh pretty heavily. Looks like they know they're taking Rosh, but there's not a lot they can do from it. Bat does blink up, might be able to lasso on. Oh no, he is silenced by the Night Stalker, but the Night Stalker is rooted as well, and he will go down. Looks like the Night Stalker picked up an armlet. No, I just was seeing things. Yeah, it looks like Bat got his Vanguard. Lich has his mech. Relic up on the Bear, and he's a couple. Yeah, he's got the Radiance recipe. Needs to fly it out to him. G has Aegis now. Probably gonna go for Yasha or Manta, something like that. He's caught in the. Oh, he's gonna get double stunned here. Does not have his chrono, but he still has a time walk off if he really needs it. And the mech from. Well, actually, Lich doesn't have mana. Oh, looks like that is going to go in, try and pull out the Disruptor. She should be going down very shortly. Throws down the Static Storm, will die in the back end. Looks like Chinchillax is going after the Rubik. Is able to pop the Rubik. Pretty low on the Bat Rider. Nice Ravage. Will not catch the Bat, though. Does pop off both the Rubik, the Lich, and the Bat. Or, excuse me, the Bear. Void is up, but he does have a time lock if he's able to get out in time. Yeah, max range time lock. But it looks like, oh no, AM's going to kill him on the backside. And Bat's the only one to live. A little bit of an overextension by the Dire team, excuse me, the Radiant team. Because they knew AM was back with a Manta style, and once AM gets his 3 AM, it's pretty brutal because you can just, as we saw, I got 700 damage off on the Rubik, and it splashed to 3 other heroes. Not to mention Tide's Ravage is just so tough to deal with if you don't have something to stop it, like the Chrono. And yeah, it looks like AM will be able to get a tier 1 out of this while the rest of his team pushes a tier 2 mid. Tide did have his blink for that fight, by the way. I think I pointed that out earlier. Mech's almost up on Disruptor. He should be a couple hundred. Yeah, 300 away from his mech. Interesting to see what THD goes. He has... THD has 2,900 gold. I'm not sure what he's going for. If he's going for maybe a straight up Veil or something? Maybe a Force Staff? I'm not quite sure. Be interested to see what he goes for. Yeah, as we can see, that Bat's doing pretty well though, going 9-1-5, but unfortunately the rest of his team's kind of getting left by the wayside because he's able to get the kills and then get out, but the rest of the team gets left behind. And this AM's turning up the farm now. Yeah, 550 GPM. This is what I'm talking about. He's just blowing this Void out of the water. And it looks like an Invisible Disruptor here might be able to get a pick here if he could throw down his ult on top of 2 heroes. Looks like this Void is really low. Yeah, there it is. Nice silence. Catches 3. And they're able to pop out the Void instantly. Back grabs a creep by accident. So that's not good either. And he should be going down fairly shortly. Yeah, he's got nowhere to hide. Although, kind of interesting position. But yeah, AM's going to get him. And Bear's the only one to live. Although Bear did get his Radiance a while ago. He finally got off the chicken. So yeah, that's 2 fights in a row that they lost, or the Radiance had lost, and that was without a Ravage. But that's what I was talking about, the importance of that silence. Even it's such a low cooldown that you can just throw it down, catch 3 heroes, even if there's not a Static Storm, and the damage and silence it provides is more than enough to get a kill and pay off for the cooldown. Looks like AM's going back to farm, going straight for a heart. Good decision. He doesn't really need a BKB because they only really have 1 lockdown. The only other lockdown, well, they have 1 lockdown in Rubik Lift, and if he gets BKB, Bat's going to grab him anyway, but since he has Manta, it's kind of hard to tell which AM's real anyway. And then on top of that, if he gets stuck in a Chrono, a BKB is useless anyway. Yeah, it looks like... What's that build into? It looks like Void's going crit stick. So he's trying to get, hopefully, being able to catch the AM in a Chrono and crit him down before he can do anything. But I don't know. This is starting to look pretty over. AM's just balling out of control, and Void has no farm. Even if the Bear is able to get up farm to supplement it, I just don't think it's going to be enough. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Excuse me 1 second. Like Looking at the items, Disruptor should have his mech after that. Yeah, looks like THD is going straight sheep. Tide is going for drums. Night Stalker's going for like a harder Vanguard to see off the casual Pitt booster. I personally like, I really like Ags on Night Stalker, especially with a gem, because not only do you see everything, but you stop down their warding, and even if you don't stop their warding, you get afraid of that Night Stalker because his vision range is just ridiculously long that you can be afraid that he can be right around the corner and see you from wherever you are on the map. So it's really an intimidation factor more than anything. Okay, what else items are being built? Looks like Lich is going either Ags or BKB. I'm guessing Ags. Doesn't really need BKB. Bat's got his Vanguard, probably saving up for a Sheep Stick or maybe a Force Staff first. And Rubik's going Force Staff, yeah. So yeah, things are quieting down. AM's just gonna keep farming away. Does finish his heart. Probably going Butterfly next just to deal with the Void. Would then be forced to go MKB. See what the bear is. He's got 2,000 gold. I wonder. Probably just gonna go Hyperstone next for the bear. Hyperstone's so good at it. Not only does he do, because he's doing a lot of DPS on the bear as it is, but just the rate of entangles increasing is always good. So it could just turn around a fight, and it's really, really important. Even though AM can Manta out of it, I believe, it's important to lock him down for as long as possible. Yeah, I think he's going Sheep Stick on Jakiro. I can't imagine this is an early Shiva's. I don't. Not sure what the Tide is pinging for. Might be for a smoke. No? I've been really disappointed by the lack of smokes this game, but looks like Tread's going up on Disruptor, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, smokes are a really good item. It's a shame that people don't use them enough. Especially when it can get you a kill. Like in this case, they could smoke gank and then get at least one tier 1 2 tower, since they already have the tower advantage and they really have nothing to fear about losing fights unless Void gets a perfect chrono and Lich gets a perfect ult on top of that. And say Rubik's takes the Ravage on top of that. Looks like it's still daytime. I feel like Night Stalker should definitely put it night, since they definitely are trying to contest this. Nice chrono, catches 3. AM is caught out of it though, barely on the edge. Is able to kill the bat, just about. Maybe able to blink up on the clit. Lich ult is doing a lot of damage bouncing through, and Tide did be able to Ravage and managed to pick off 4 heroes. So a little irrelevant how nice the chrono was, because the Ravage just demolished the supports on their team anyway. And even though back got away, I think, yeah, Lone Druid's going to be forced to buy back, but they should be able to get high ground off this once Disruptor gets his mech up. Oh, there's an urn, yeah, on Night Stalker. So good of him to share. So, it's a much better heal than is a DPS item, but obviously Night Stalker generally wants to save it for the DPS. Oh, and he does get a cancel instantly, but this will be a Rax. They can't even, I don't even think they can defend the Rax, even if every hero bought back now. Yeah, so they'll probably just get melee Rax and get out. And yeah, see, that's how powerful. Bat is just completely out of mana right now, just because of AM illusions. Does blink forward, but he doesn't have lasso up. I'm not quite sure what he's thinking there. AM's got to be careful though for the entangles, yeah, and he will be able to get out. Night Stalker's in a really bad position, but will be able to get out in time. And Void doesn't have chrono, so yeah, AM should be able to get out of here scot-free. Looks like 3 minutes left on Rosh. They are still chasing though. A little bit of a mistake. Yeah, he was pretty late on using the phase boots on the bear, and the bear's not going to catch up now. Great kinetic field will keep them out. And it looks like they're going to try to push mid with just Tidehunter down, but I don't know if this is a good idea. They still have Static Storm, and yeah, there it is. AM just demolishes the Lich right off the bat, and the bear tries to fight, even though he gets an entangle. And he goes down as well. It looks like they're going to just push mid again, maybe try and throne it, I don't know. Tier 2 bot is still up, and Tier 1 top has, or excuse me, Tier 3 top is going to have momentum. There's an Invisor in top, but I don't think Bat's going to get it. Yeah, they're just checking Virage, but that's still a minute. Yeah, and AM's just gonna keep farming. Does have almost 4.5k gold up. Well, interesting to see what he buys next. Nice Soccer does turn that into a Vanguard, his bit booster in Vanguard. Oh, and then was wrong. There is a Shiva's up on the Void, or excuse me, on the THD, which is not a bad item since it does stop Void with the attack slow, and most of their team has a pretty short range. Obviously, Bear has to be within melee range. Lich has a short range. Rubik's got to be in range to steal an ult or steal an ability, and Bat's obviously got to be in melee range to lasso. So Shiva's isn't a bad choice. I'm a little shocked that he rushed it over Sheep, but whatever. It works for him. They're just waiting for Rosh to get up right now. I think they're going to get the Aegis on AM and go off that. God, AM's level 24. Looking at the gold graph, yeah, that's a massive XP difference, mostly just on the back of AM. They got a 15,000 XP lead just from winning 3 fights in a row, and yeah, that's a 15,000 gold swing. G is silenced right now, still has Time Walk in Chrono if he can get it up, but he's got to be careful because he's sitting in the Macropyre, and yeah, dies to avoid from Night Stalker. So a little bit of hubris on his and Lich ult's going to be completely wasted. Yeah, okay, and Lich is going to go down to AM here. Unless Void KS's, which he might. Yep, and there's a GG called. So it looks like UMASS Amherst is able to take this game, and that will put the series at 2-1, leaving UMASS Amherst the winner. They will move on to the next round of the winners bracket, while Pitt will be dropped down to the losers bracket, where they will have to play in best of ones at all time. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next cast.